Hey VC, Big Star 1000, and it's Monday night, and I feel like doing another Revolutions video because why not? I'm on holidays at the moment, so I play lots of records, and I feel like sharing them with you in the VC. And if you want to watch, that's great. If you don't want to watch, it doesn't cost me anything. So I've got a few LPs, a couple of CDs here, just a choice selection of LPs. Okay, I'll start with some abstract Norwegian music. Why not? I found myself playing this Popophony, which is basically a compilation which was reissued 2 years ago, maybe 2012 on Prisma Records, and it's a collection of really avant-garde kind of abstract music with the likes of Arne Nordheim, and in the VC we all know and love Terry Ribdal, whatever his name is. I'm not going to attempt the pronunciation, but I will anyway. And this was, I think there's a little hype sticker inside that just describes it better than I would. There you go. It says reissue of the 1973 Holy Grail of Norwegian free jazz and electronic music, limited edition of 500. So yeah, it's very abstract. I think it was made for some kind of a program, for some kind of a TV show, and was pressed only to the tune of 500. It's cool. It's not essential, as in, but it's kind of sort of avant-garde, and it's cool. On the more familiar territory, I played Still Bill by Bill Withers. Classic soul folk, very funky as well. Singer-songwriter who used to be a factory worker for Boeing, I think. Was he making seats for Boeing in this is Sussex. Great records. Gotta Use Me, Lean on Me. I mean, it's a classic record. On a sort of different tip, I was gonna trade this record in, but I decided to keep it because I like it enough. This is Sergio Mendes with Crystal Illusions. It's a record that I found for $1 in a thrift store, in an op shop, and I thought it was a bit cheesy, but there's some good songs on it, and I found myself enjoying it. This was originally released in 1970. Well, I don't know, 74. There you go. Sergio Mendes, Brazilian superstar. Very interesting. I think I'll try and stay with some Brazilian records whilst I'm talking about Sergio Mendes, because I've played other Brazilian records, or I think I did anyway. Yes, I played this Seu Jorge Crew. Seu Jorge is a modern Brazilian musician, but he's very much in touch with the spirit of what made Brazilian music so great in the 60s and 70s. I'd call this modern MPB, very much so. This is an album that I bought when it came out, actually, 2004. Yeah, I've had this since 2004, and this is the first time I played it in a long time, and I really enjoyed it. Just a great. This guy scored The Life Aquatic by Wes Anderson. He did this album of covers of David Bowie in Portuguese with classical guitar. Very cool. I've also got the soundtrack. It's excellent. Another Brazilian record that I pulled out of my collection is this little known Nando Carnero, Violao. Violao means guitar or guitarist or something like that. Something to do with guitars, and you can see there's the 6 strings there with Beth Goulart, Gilberto Gismonti, very famous on ECM. And this is a Brazilian record on Karma Records, I think that's the label. Excellent sort of half instrumental, half vocal kind of bossa fusion. Very cool, excellent record. Really enjoyed that the other day. On a completely different vibe, here is a crat rock record that I like. And the reason I put this on was because I had this discussion online with a good friend, Champ Sound, Andrew, and he just bought another Cran record, Andy Noga, which I also have, and he was sort of nonplussed by it. I say this is a great Cran record to get. Cran, a German band from the 70s to the 80s. This is on Spiegeler and Passport Records. Really funky crat rock, really super funky, just excellent. Okay, a few jazz records that I've been enjoying. This one is a very cool Argentinian record, Alberto Favero Suite Train in Memoriam John Coltrane, and that's what it says on the tin. Really, it's a suite in 5 movements for jazz orchestra, it says at the bottom. This guy is a pianist and he does the arrangements. It is fabulous, very kind of spiritual and avant-garde, you know, in its sort of essence, but not just. It's got a strong bop feel to it. It's an excellent record. Came out in 1972, I think. Was re-released on What Music in 2005, which is cool. This is the way I have it. A shout out to Gideon Strumpet, who is a very cool record collector. I think Arizona based, also a teacher, like my good self. And he was the other day. He was showing this record, Association PC, Erna Morena. Association PC Live. Association PC is a Dutch band on the MPS label, and they're comprised of Jasper van Hoof and most notably Pierre Courbois, who is the PC in the Association PC. This is a live recording, really high octane sort of European jazz fusion. Must. Very cool record. Really enjoyed it. And Gideon Strumpet showed it the other day. Is your name Tim? Am I dreaming that? Am I imagining it? If it's not, I apologize. There's just so many people in the VC and sometimes it's hard to keep up. And continuing on the jazz tip, a couple of days ago I put this on, which is a reissue of Ethiopian Nights by Donald Byrd. Maybe his finest record. Very cool. If you like Bitches Brew, something like Bitches Brew or Sextant by Herbie Hancock, you would be well advised to pick this up. This is on Blue Note, and it's just really an excellent release. Very cool sort of jazz funk fusion. Excellent. A few English UK releases. Why not? Yesterday I was just faffing around in my W section. You'll see there's a couple of W records there, and I found this, the Weather Prophets. The Weather Prophets were a UK indie pop, jangle pop band from the mid 80s. This is from 1988. It's called Judges, Juries and Horsemen, and very much in the vein of things like mid-80s My Bloody Valentine or Primal Scream, or things like the House Martins as well come to mind, or that kind of vibe. Very, very melodic, kind of jangle pop. I don't play this kind of stuff very often, but I have a selection of indie pop in my record collection, and I like it. And since we're on W and on English music, this is what I pulled out as well. Woo. Whichever way you are going wrong. Woo were a two-piece band. Mark Ives on guitars, bass, clarinet, etc., and Clive Ives Brothers. This is a record from 1983, I think. Was repressed a couple of years ago. This is a repress with a silk screen. The music itself is reminiscent of the Third Ear Band, the Penguin Cafe Orchestra, Brian Eno, John Hassel, maybe a little Robert Wyatt, which is why I'm going to make a segue. This is a great record, people. It's an excellent record. So, Robert Wyatt, as I said, I am an absolute devotee to Robert Wyatt, and all the more due to the fact that I read the book, finished now. Oh, what a book! It's just superb. And I replayed Sleep about 4 times in the time that I was reading the book, and it reminded me a great record is this is on Ryko disc, hence the green tinge. It's copyrighted, apparently. When it came out, it only came out on CD. There is a vinyl issue, which was reissued last year or the year before. But it was never on vinyl to start with. It was just this CD. What an excellent record with a great cast. Paul Weller and Brian Eno are on this. It's fantastic. It's from 1997. And Robert Wyatt's most recent release is a comic opera, which I really love too. What a fantastic record. This is from 2007, so 10 years later. An absolute stunner of a record. So I was playing those. A trio of hip-hop records, some of my favorites actually. I might start with the CD. I've been playing this a lot recently. Tribe Called Quest, People's Instinctive Travels and the Path of Rhythm. First album by Tribe Called Quest, 1991. Groundbreaking work. Jazz rap, abstract hip hop. You got Q-Tip in fine form. You got hits like Bonnie Chapel Bum, Left My Wallet in El Segundo, Can I Kick It? Yes You Can, etc. Fantastic record, amazing, and I've been playing this a lot recently. Same for this one, another period piece, Delhi Operation by Gangstar, a really fantastic record. Just of the same ilk as this one. This is from 1992, so the year after. And Gangstar is just a super band as well. Group, not really a band. And of the same period again, 94. What a great record. Diggable Planets, Blowout Comb. This is different. This record is different insofar as this has got real instruments played on the record, real musicians, as opposed to samples. I love this 3D embossed comb. What a great band. This is a stunning record. It's amazing record. Blowout Comb. And just stay in the same kind of realm. This is a little slept on record. I know that many people in the VC would be listening to this kind of thing. This is Sarah Winton. You Can't Keep a Good Woman Down, on the label Sound of Money. Doesn't really do anything, this sort of tartan pattern sort of. However, it's a great record. Sarah Winton, she's a sort of early 90s vocalist. Think Sharon Nelson, you know, Massive Attack, Blue Lines. She sings Unfinished Sympathy. Think Sade, think Karen Wheeler from Soul to Soul. Think Soul to Soul, in fact. It's very, very reminiscent of that. So kind of, you know, early 90s British soul with a dance feel to it. Sort of Massive Attack, Soul to Soul, and Sade are rolled into one. You get Sarah Winton. It's a really great record which can be bought for a very, very cheap price. It's a little bit slept on, I think, this record. It's an excellent record. And finally, a Dutch funky fusion record which I really like. Ugliest cover in the world. Tis Van Leer. Nice to have met you. Tis Van Leer is a flautist. He was in Focus, and this is a solo record from 1978, CBS. Very, very, very funky, excellent record. So there you have it. That's my playlist. I hope you enjoyed. Give me some comments, and yeah, that'd be cool.